For your relationship and marriage advice, please do subscribe to our YouTube channel called Sakamakaya with Mr. and Mrs. Mbata.
Good evening, family. Welcome to another episode of Sakamakaya with Mr. and Mrs. Mbata. Ngithemba ukuthi nisase right line khona uNkulunkulu usamgcinile ngaphansi kwezimo zonke. You know, kukho konke unalidi clamorals a COVID. People have lost jobs, ama-business amoshekile, izinto eziningi zenzekile. So that is why ngithi ngaphansi kwezimo zonke. Because you know, i-COVID ifikile yandlula, if ayikandluli, okay, it's fine, masithi ayikandluli. But kusase nezinto, ama-after effects ewashiyile are terrible. And it's only the beginning of dealing with them. You know, kusase nezinto ezibuhlungu eziseza ezidalwe ukufika kwe-COVID. So sengathi uNkulunkulu angaba nani eyimeni zonke. You know, kuzondlula, these too shall pass. Isingisi sisho kanjalo. How are you, my baby?
I'm alright, darling.
Khamba kanjani?
Ngihamba kahle.
Angihambi ngedwa ke, ngihamba nonkosikazi uMrs. Mbata.
Ngithoza kanjani masosha kanjani ngifila ngathi hey you are a DJ uyakurecordize.
Ngihamba nonkosikazi ke uMambata, Mrs. Mbata. No, right, my baby?
Ngiright lapho kahle.
No, great stuff. Angithi namhlanje kuzovela indaba ezithusayo. I don't know ukuthi ziyathusa kanjani, but again nonetheless sikule ndaba ye-age angithi. So you must remember ukuthi most of the topics that we try to touch on, we 80% of the time it's things that affect us directly or indirectly, but
or are related to us
exactly
directly, yes.
So we always try ukuthi kube na a personal touch in everything that we discuss, but not everything, you know, holistically, but 80% of our content we try ukuthi kube is something that we can relate to personally. So tonight we're talking about age, or what is age
really ain't nothing but
a number, you know, because esikhathini esiningi immaturity, you know, this is what I wanted to understand. Ukuthi abantu abaningi, especially abesifazane, they would tell you ukuthi no, I mean I don't date intanga zami in terms of immaturity, they are not matured enough. So is maturity really comes with age or kwenzakalani? Indaba ye-age emuntwini doesn't ifana ne-wine. Angithi wine bathi it matures with age, you know. So no muntu naye, is it like that now? I don't know.
You know, it's in Bingilele Kala family, you know, siyabonga masiphinde sihlangana on this Wednesday. Sibonga nemvula, you know, ke to get sukushisa kancane. So yethi kupholile yazi kumnandi. And sibonge man lokuni spend isikhathi nathi, spending your data like always, love, you know, you must never stop ukuba grateful towards the family. Ukubona balokhu basifollow, liking and all of that, you know. So siyabonga kakhulu, you know. Today masizo discuss indaba is age really ain't nothing but a number, you know. Does it impact you determine immaturity ebantwini or not now, you know. Babumbatha, with regards to your question ukuthi lento ebayishoyo yokuwani ukuthi it matures with time, with age, does it also apply ebantwini na, you know. When you ask me that question kufika kimi ukuthi I don't really think so, because you will find sometimes there's couples or there's people who are complaining to ukuthi umuntu wakhe bayashiyana ngim. Let's say when you are 40 years, mina I am 35, but along the way you are growing older, where we are expecting you to mature, but down the line sibona your behaviors, they tend to be of a 24-year-old, if not even a 17-year-old, you know. And you are expecting ukuthi the more umuntu makakhula indeed must mature, mele abonakalise ukuthi sekathathela izinto kodwa seka reasonable, sekakhona separate right and wrong, uyakhona ukuba aligned into a way yokuthi ubonakalisa sekazoba ubaba wekhaya or sokubhuti omdala ohloniphekile. But you will find ukuthi act differently, usafuna ukwenza things that boys do, whereas he is no longer a boy, you know. Or vice versa, a woman who is like 35 years, we are still 40, but here I am behaving like a 15-year-old. the way I conduct myself, I behave, even the friends, the company that I keep, it's of abantu who are even maybe way younger than me, you know. But on contrary, uthole ukuthi kunabantu who is dating a younger guy, like in our case. Hey, surprise! Like in our case, you know, I mean, it's a case of you are younger than me and I'm older than you. Why don't you like that when I say that?
No, angithi ngifuna ukuyiclarify ukuthi what she's basically saying ukuthi uyiblues kimi, you know, mina ngiyibhobhodwana kuye. So that's what she's trying to get at. Ukuthi maybe ngenze ukuthi uyibeka in a matured way, or ngoba vele she's matured, maybe uyibeka in a matured way, but la kahle kahle aya khona ukuthi uyiblues kimi. So bengifuna nje ukuyindlulisa.
After all, bathi ingube endala ilala abantwana, so you can
abathi ilala abantwana, bathi idlala abantwana.
So as I was saying, yes, indeed, family, I am 3 years older than Babu Mbata, and he is 3 years younger than me, but you would not say ne? Yeah, I know. So in this regard, in our situation, it's a case of which we put abantu who are my age and then siba compare with you right now. Kona abasa behavior as if like they're even younger than you, you know. They are not taking responsibility of realizing that they are not growing any younger. Instead, when you tell them they're not growing any younger, that's the reason why I need to live my life to the fullest. In a sense, about in this age that we are in, there's a high possibility that 17, 18, ezindaweni nomntanakho whom you supposed to be ukuthi ube a mentor kuye ngendlela right emubuilder, hayi ukuthi umbonise ukuthi lifestyle ethize yiyo right and then neglected some of the things, you know. So that's why it's on contrary, you will find ukuthi there's a guy out there who is younger to the girl, but more responsible, more sensible, more matured than a guy who is actually older than him, and vice versa, you know. So in answering your question, Babu Mbata, the statement ukuthi people, do they mature as one does? Unfortunately, it does. In wine, it sticks to its when it grows older, it must be stronger and nicer. But with human beings, it tends to be different. There's other human beings, when they grow older, they become less matured. There's those who are younger, but they become more matured. Not taking away the fact that about acts at their age who behave and handle and conduct themselves according to their age.
You know, mina ngizibheka ngami on a personal experience.
Yes.
As so revealile ukuthi uyiblues. Most of my life, I've dated older people. And you know, I've always had this perspective yokuthi abantu abalingana nami or abancane kimi abanginiki sense. So I think by so doing, I've denied nabantu ebebanayo sense, because already mindset yami was there. You understand? Ukuthi mangimbheka nje unangaki ngina 21 sengibona ngathi ukuthi ayikho into ecacile azonginikayo, nale way ngimhandlela ngakhona sengimhandlela njengomuntu ongeke azanginikeze isense, you know. So in the topic siyasakhuluma ngendaba yokuthi does it impact on how you handle each other in terms of ukuthi umuntu ungakanani, you understand? Because now sometimes uthola ukuthi wena for example ngoba umdala kimi bese uba nalento leyo ukuthi angithi it's natural ikuwe lento ukuthi umdala hayi ukuthi usuku uzitshela vele umdala, and then uthola ukuthi I would slip up from nowhere. And then bese you'd feel yo nomntana uqalile yabona lento yokudate abantwana or whatever. Does it happen like that?
You know, love, it's just unfortunate ukuthi it has never happened with us, because you have never conducted yourself as umuntu of your age. Umuntu ongakwazi angacabanga ukuthi uBabu Mbatha ula kubo 45 plus. You understand? There's never a time where I have felt mina ukuthi I'm dating a younger guy than me. Even worse, before we even got married, Maslangan, you never even told me ukuthi you were younger than me. You tricked me kahle kahle, babe. So it's not like I went looking for ama blue, ama Ben 10, you tricked me. But nonetheless, it was a trick in a sense of
so it made sense.
It made sense.
At the time.
Yes, it made sense. At that time when I saw you, when I engaged with you, you are even younger than me. Because you came out very matured for abantu who were either my age or even above my age at that time. So agaze, anytime in our relationship, I feel you are younger than me because you have always had this so matured stand look. Nobody could take away the fact how old are you? You understand? But in terms of the impact in our relationship or the impact in other people, probably so what's the right age gap? What should it be? We can't determine that. We don't know 10 years or 5 years or 3 years or 2 years or whatever age. We cannot determine that. But many together in your relationship, age at that time, it shouldn't be an issue according to me. What should be an issue, it's how you guys engage with each other, how you handle each other. Because we understand that. So it has never been a problem for me regarded as the head of the house, irregardless of the age difference.
But I think in terms of what is the appropriate age? Yabona mina nawe, we're basically the same age group.
Yes,
you understand?
Yes.
So it meaning we are basically the same generation.
That's
you
right.
Understand?
Yes.
But now when it comes now to generational differences,
yes, which like a decade.
Like a decade, which is 10 years. I think our challenges are many.
Yes.
I've experienced that not personally, but with abantu pilana, friends and whatever, who are dating abantu who are a generational, who has a generational gap between them. You understand? There are challenges as far like keeping up. Our generations are fun. I mean, when wawujayivela ibhumshaka nami ngayijayivela ibhumshaka. You understand?
Yes.
So imagine if bowujayivela ibhumshaka and then mina I'm on some John Vulligate tip. You understand? So so under pressure manje yokuthi to match up and keep up to lentengu. You understand? Uthole manje ubaba onabo 50 something seka lokazama ukwenza ukuvulligate and whatever. You understand? And then
because of the generation
uthole ukuthi yena akekho lapho. Exactly, yena kahle kahle akekho lapho. But the challenge abhekene nayo ukuthi lo muntu lo kumele impress. You understand? Why? Because kunezinto ezi-impressa umuntu uthola ukuthi if lezo zinto azenzeki zigcine zivula igap yomoya omubi. You understand? So mina as umuntu omdala kuwe, mina ngina 37 wena una 17. So umsebenzi wami is to observe ama-gap ekungenzeka ukuthi angene afake umoya omubi in this relationship. And then number 1 ngiyabona i-dress code ishetshela iskoshi uzobona ukuthi liyambhayizisa. You understand? Sengiyaqala manje ngifuna iskin jean nale cap iseli straight le. Ngiyenzani? Ngizama ukuthi
nama sneaker.
Exactly. So sengizama ukwenzani? Ngizama ukuthi manje ungafili ngathi uhamba nobabakho. You understand? So I try uku-accommodate ubuntanga bakho at an expense of losing myself in terms of who I am nange age. You understand? Then the next thing, uthola ukuthi wena usekho eduze kwami. Ngikade ukudropa somewhere. You understand? Ngaleso sikhathi ngiveze i-underpen, ngifake namateka ready afika la. You understand? And then masengivela abantu in public abazi ukuthi ngijola nomntana ona 17. But sengiyavela manje bathi hawu lokho akungenwe yini ngoba mdala for the way agqoke ngakhona. Kanti uthola ukuthi nami self I am not comfortable. It's just that kunesikhala engizama ukusivala. So I think in terms of generational gaps kuba nama challenges amaningi, ngoba mina sengifuna ukulala ngisikhathi sami sokuphuza amapilisi
yabona
exactly sekuyisikhathi sokuphuza amapilisi ngaleso sikhathi wena khane ke kupompeka ke ngathi khane singaphuma ke manje mina ngaleso sikhathi amapilisi sewangidakile mara ngoba angifuni ukuthi ngizithole ngisenkingeni sengiyalandela nami uyayibona leyo nto.
No, that's baby, when you speak about a generational gap and you have to be you end up being you are uncomfortable but because you want to bridge the gap that's the key point, because at the end of the day in a relationship that you are in, the most important factor is comfortability. I need to be able to be comfortable with you around my peers, around my family, around my relatives, around my colleagues, around everywhere. If within the gap year relationship there is some sense of uncomfortability, that I think it could be a sign for you to say do not pursue it. Because imagine if you are 50 and I'm 19 and you are age gababam. You understand? I come with you at home and I'm starting to panic with you. I wonder or whatever they get. Because the minute you start worrying about the areas also feel uncomfortable to take your partner to, then something is not right. But the most feeling that could actually give you a hint, you would see it's okay. It's when you're comfortable. Like in our case, in our case, we have never been uncomfortable with knowing Uguti. We are not the same age, even though we are within the same generation, but we're not in the same age. And I never for once felt Uguti ngihamba nomuntu omncane kimi or wena ufile ukuthi uhamba nomuntu omdala kuwe. Don't look at me like that.
I've once experienced this.
Yes.
I understand.
Yes.
Dated someone who had a generational gap. You understand? Of which we had a generational gap in between us. She was very old.
So you dated her?
Yes, I did. I once told you about her.
Baby, no extravagant. Yes, what?
So, noma sihlala sixoxa kanje. Mangilalela ama plans because yena engqondweni yakhe bese sishadile and blah blah blah, So, neimoto plus okay, I won't mention ukuthi beka yiphi nationality. But imoto azimagina ukuthi ngiyacabanga sengithengele ini uthola ukuthi ukhuluma ngeimoto zabo baba and at that time I'm like,
you're still a boy.
Akasakhulumi nange GTI uzokhuluma nge double cab ngimncane kahle. Uyalithola ipoint lapho.
Exactly.
So lezo zinto lezo beziba ama challenge, but into ebengiyibona mostly ukuthi bengi-affect whenever singena in a public place, because mina ngithi bengiba neplug bengidonsa vele isibindi ngoba ngiyazi ukuthi plus ngapha bekakhona, yabona. So bengivele ngibe neplug ngitshe ukuthi if I die I die. You understand? So noma singena in a public place I would be comfortable ngimbambe and whatever. And then yena she would spend 89% of the time agade mina than ukuthi as enjoy. You understand?
Because kunama age group.
Exactly.
Yes.
So you'd find her utheni wayebheke kanje. Yabona lezo zinto lezo. So uthola ukuthi nale way sengibonani ne pattern yokugqoka ever since we started dating seyachange. You understand? Lo muntu ngimthole agqoka kahle covering up nini nama length sewayakhuphuka. You understand? Nini seqala kuvela nama cleavage, and then I'm like, I mean really. And I wasn't there to spend time. You
were passing by.
I was passing by at the time. So uthola ukuthi uba uncomfortable in a way yokuthi nami ngicina sengi uncomfortable. You understand? So most importantly, I think ayikho into ebuhlungu njengokuthi uzithole uncomfortable. So amajita bengithi mangihamba naye utho ukuthi sine something sine braai or something. Amajita azongibuza and utho ukuthi sisemotweni. But uza noma old lady. Yabona? And I'm like, yeah, ngiza nayo sister in But masifika lapho. Neintanga zethu ziba uncomfortable. Plus thina sikhule kule generation yokuhlonipha.
Yeah.
Immediately instinct yokuhlonipha seyiba khona ukuthi noma uphuza. Yabona sokuphuza ngalento ukuthi kunomuntu omdala in our presence. Yayibona. But most importantly, I think into ebalulekile, it's being comfortable
with one another. Yes.
So comfortability iqala kithi sithu.
Exactly.
In our space, yes. Once we are comfortable with each other. Because you know, umuntu omdala, mina I've dated abantu abadala. Nangomzimba wakhe akekho comfortable. You understand? Uthola ukuthi manje ungene enkingeni ukhumula masekucinyiwe. Yabona kumele kucinywe ukuthi akwazi ukukhumula or whatever. You understand? Uthola ukuthi kumele akhumule sekucinyiwe. Akekho comfortable. So the minute you are not comfortable in that kind of space, in that kind of privacy, you will never be comfortable outside. You understand? So basically, if you nithola uthando, it does not matter age gap ingakanani, whether it's a generation or it's 5 years or whatever, but make it a point to you are comfortable with each other. Because really, indaba ye maturity ayizi ne-age. Ayizi ne-age. Kunabantu abaningi ababhekene neyinkinga ama-17-year-old ababhekene nazo ngaleso sikhathi uhlala naye 37-year-old. So immaturity, you mature by experience. Kumele kube nezinto ondlula kuzo. Sometimes that is why I always say ukuthi sometimes some of the things uNkulunkulu angidlulisa kuzo ngama relationships, not ngoba ukuthi udlala ngawe or akakuthandi, but uyakumaturisa amaphutha owayenze kule relationship ngenze ukuthi kuleyana ungena so wagadile. You understand? And leyo nto, it makes you matured automatically.
And you know, when you say that in my closing statement, that is so true, you know, because if indeed it was all about the age, I guess I wouldn't still be here with you, because will you marry me guy? You know, he was still 4 years younger than me, though I didn't know. No, I guess into it deceiving, it's my looks and my body. So in very so he was 4 years younger than me. But here I am now in a 10-year relationship with a man who is 3 years younger than me, which validates. And in my 7-year-old relationship, we were exactly the same age, me and I. So what you're saying, I agree with it. If uNkulunkulu ukudlulisa ezintweni ezithize at that time, it's for the future, and it has nothing to do neminyaka at that particular time. Because I look at myself now, if indeed age was a problem, this too should have been a problem.
By so saying, guys, enjoy each other.
Yes.
Enjoy each other so that the world can enjoy you.
Yes.
Umhlaba will never enjoy you. Whether niyalingana, whether nibadala komunye, but qalani ni enjoyane kuqala. God bless you and good night.
Thank you, family. We love you. See you next week.
Amen.